I am Marcia Ben, aka with God's Love Marcia, and today's story time is trusting God with my testimony. So I will admit I have just been through the ringer. I mean, my story in terms of testimony is pretty rough. I don't have the best, dinner time conversation as to what my childhood was like or adult life was like, especially my early adult life. And, I really have God to thank for that. And He's guided me through a lot of stuff. So there are a lot of parts of my testimony that are very painful to talk about, like losing my home, losing my business, the miscarriage, stuff that I've had to go through at work in terms of workplace bullying, various forms of assault from an early age, how things were like growing up with my family. And, it took a while for me to trust God and sharing that with other people. I'm going to be honest, I felt ashamed of it. But, Romans 8:28, where it says, all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and serve according to His purpose, really guided me through a lot of bad times. Because, as much as my testimony wasn't the best, one thing that guided me through was that I really hope that my testimony helps somebody to get through their own hardships. Like, I really hope that my testimony becomes an instruction manual for somebody going through hard times. And, that prayer over the years really eventually led me into this direction. I remember when God told me that Marcia, hey, you're right, which was not too long ago. This was like July, mid-July. I remember many of those prayers I would have prayed in the bus at UA when I was in undergrad. I had no money to pay my school fee. I was taking the bus for it to let me off from school in Ligani, because UA Mona, Kingston, that's where I would have gone to university. So I could walk from Ligani to my home in Constant Spring, and I was living below Immaculate at the time, right beside Mammy Park Baptist Church. And I remember those prayers. So when God told me to share my testimony, this would have been after years of therapy, after years of me praying and submitting myself to Him, years and months of fasting, years and months of me praying that He would have helped me to sing, because I always wanted to sing. And when He was leading me back to Him, when He was leading me to my church home, He actually gave me a dream. And I've shared this in a few YouTube videos that I've done in the past on another channel, of Him having me on stage at the front, at the pulpit of a church, singing Love in Every Language. Love in Every Language by Sandy Patty. And I was wearing red and white. And, I held on to that. At the time, that backdrop was my former church home. So when He called me again to now share my story through lyrical evangelism, I was like, okay. He helped me to get to the point where I could confidently talk to people about it, and that helped. I could get through many of my harder testimonies without crying or feeling extremely worthless and dirty, to a point where I could actually use it to really minister to people. I don't know how many persons have made a jump since I've shared my story with them, but whatever. So yeah, He led me into this direction, and I took it, and here we are. Has it been perfect? No, but guess what? In Joshua 1 verse 9, it says, be bold and courageous. I, the Lord, am with you. I'm doing that. I am just trying to be as bold and courageous as God is allowing me to. And, if it inspires somebody to get closer to God, great. If not, then, that's cool too. But I'm just out here trying to be obedient. So I hope this helps somebody. And yeah, that's it for me. God bless you. Again, I'm Marcia Bent, aka with God's Love Marcia. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. And remember to never stop dreaming. Like, share, and subscribe if this helps you. Bye.